Hey Mark, how you doing?
Hey Justin, I'm cool this week. I got my air
Cool.
conditioner fixed.
Oh, that's good to
It
hear.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just a little bit dirty and had to clean it out. But like before that, it was 33 degrees during the afternoon, even while it was running in my apartment. 33 degrees in American is, check on Google, it's like 90, 92 degrees, 91 and a half
What? I mean, you don't look
inside
cool.
my apartment. Like,
You you
well,
you look
now it's
uncool.
Now it's like 24 though. I feel great.
Okay, okay, great. So
So that's
comparatively
good.
speaking, yeah. Okay, got it.
Oh yeah, yeah. So, and yourself? How have you been doing?
Yeah, good. Actually, we've cleaned out the basement here, so I'm in the basement room right now, and you know the way heat rises. This is the coolest room in the house because we don't have AC here, and it's been pretty hot. But yeah, so I'm feeling pretty cool too. So yeah, I think we're both cool.
All right.
We're both cool
Well,
guys.
at least for me, it's a big change from last week. I
Nice.
basically did nothing because I was just like I had the fan on me, in my chair at my computer with the air conditioner on. I was still just like sweating and suffering.
So wait, are you talking about your goals?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I did like the minimum to keep everything going, and that was about it. Just because uh, I yeah, it's so
Just too
freaking hot
hot?
in my apartment. Yeah,
Any
I,
work on the health stuff?
that was kind of mixed. I did go out to my friend's birthday party, which I had already planned, and ate a bunch of junk food. Had lots of pizza, had lots of beer. So like that was not a win. But my overall goal was to hit a reasonable diet X number of days a week.
Hmm.
Initially, it was six. That was too hard. I lowered it to five, and I actually did hit that. So
Hmm.
that's good. Still made it out like running just a couple days this week, but I was also going out like every afternoon and walking all over the city from cafe to cafe because I couldn't handle being in my apartment. So
You needed some AC.
even just like being on the ground outside uh, is cooler than being at the top floor of an
Yeah,
apartment building
yeah,
where
yeah.
all the floors below me are running their air conditioners and
Hmm.
sending heat up.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah,
What about like numbers? Like any good
numbers.
new sales or anything interesting like that?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm now at the highest number of Alchemist Camp subscribers ever. It's 110. So I had one churn and got three new ones in the past week.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So what's your churn every week now or every month approximately?
Maybe I should go over that in the screen sharing, but it's not super it's not super consistent. Most weeks there's none,
Hmm.
but sometimes I'll have like two or three in the same week.
Yeah.
Especially if I did like
It's
some
like
kind of
when it starts
promotion.
hitting that, so if your churn, I guess, over a year is like 5% or 10% or something like that, that's when it starts. That's where you sort of find your natural plateau about how big it grows until
Yeah.
you can sort of work out how to bring that churn down or really boost the amount of people coming
It's
in.
definitely more than that for a year. It's still about 60% total lifetime retention.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So of everyone who ever has signed up, about 60% are still here. Um,
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah, so I think a normal monthly churn rate might be like 3% or four.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, it makes a big difference. Like that's a big number but obviously you're not at the scale now where you need to worry about that too much. But once you've got like 1,000 customers, then if you get up to that level of customers, by the way, I
Yeah.
mean, but also how's that other project going, the Phoenix Igniter?
Uh, didn't do anything on that this week. I
Okay.
did do some UI stuff for it the week before, but as I said, I spent a lot of time outside, and especially given that I use one of these huge ergonomic keyboards, I
Oh
uh,
my God.
I don't I don't take my Mac Mini and my monitor and my giant
Oh, okay,
keyboard
right.
to
Oh,
the
I
coffee
see.
shops. So when I'm in the
Okay.
coffee shop, I'm not coding.
Oh,
What I've
that's a
been
big
doing
deal. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I've been doing in those afternoons is reading,
Interesting.
and I basically, let's say, I think I read almost 3 full books in the past week. So,
So why not get a laptop?
get, well, just price, performance, money, all that. I can't use a laptop keyboard anyway, though. So
Huh.
even if I had a laptop, I need to take my ergonomic keyboard with me.
Because of the just hurts your hands?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt too much the first week.
Yeah.
But as I said, like 3 years ago, I was at a point where brushing my teeth hurt.
I
And it's
wonder.
been this long, slow thing to
Yeah.
recover. And I've been doing stretching, and
Interesting.
I've been following a number of practices to improve them. But I also need to like remove the underlying cause, which is like trackpad usage is number one,
Hmm.
cell phone usage is big, and then a mouse is kind of borderline. Using a bad keyboard is kind of borderline.
Isn't there one of those mouses that are like a ball that you move around with your fingers like that? Have you ever
I have
seen
a
those?
vertical mouse. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen
You
that.
hold it. You hold it. Still similar to a normal mouse, but the part under your index finger is very high, so your hand is at a 45-degree angle instead of being parallel to the table.
I knew someone who had really, really bad RSI, and they used it wasn't a mouse at all. It was a ball. Have you ever seen those?
The one where your thumb is on a ball, and then you still click with your fingers.
Well, the ball is about this big,
Hmm.
and the
Okay.
ball. So it's like, imagine there's a little base, and there's a ball, and then that ball is on rollers that enable it to sort of know where it is. So you're doing this with it. It's you're basically, your hand is like this, and you're doing this, and then with your thumb you click, or you push the whole wall down, and
I
it's
haven't
like,
used that. I suspect. I don't know. I don't know if it's better than a normal mouse or not, but I suspect mixing it with a normal one would be good.
I'll try and find it and send you some links just in
Yeah.
case that's useful. Because
For
it's
the
like,
most part, I mean, I try to avoid the mouse. I try to
oh
like
yeah,
I use Vim. I try to do everything with the
got
keyboard I
it.
can.
Okay, yeah. For me, more carrots. Obviously, a lot more carrots. Carrot automation. I have now gathered 500,000 carrots,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
so I'm getting
That
close
game.
to my million carrot goal, and I
Every time you
will.
say carrots, I think it's about your chop diet at the like the first second or
Oh,
two,
okay, yeah,
and
no.
then I'm like, oh no, he's talking about or not Minecraft,
Skyblocks.
but Skyblocks.
Skyblocks,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm just like leaving the autoclicker running every night. And I told you that was making me think about automation. So
Hmm.
my wife just finished, she does this play therapy course where she does it in person every week. And it's a play therapy course for therapists to teach them play therapy, and she's been doing it for a couple of years online. So I had built a basic platform where we could kind of store the videos, and if people had missed the course, they could kind of go into the platform and watch them. Well, we've kind of got to that point where we've got 2 years of videos, and there's we can sort of pick and choose the best 12, well, the best. I mean, each one, it's about 4 hours. So, I mean, there's
Hmm.
loads and loads of content. There's like 150 hours kind of thing of content. But what we did is we've created an automated self-serve version of this course where it's not live; it's all just the recorded versions. And
Hmm.
so that's what I've done between last time and now, is just to create that automated version. And but also, it's a professional development platform. So when people do these courses, they can get a certificate. So
I
that was
see.
something that she's been doing so for the past year or 2 years, she's been doing it manually. She does the courses, or they watch the recorded version. Then they have to fill out a Survey Monkey form that hits all the regulations that the regulatory authority wants. And
Uh,
then she manually opens up a Word document and creates a certificate, and then like sends that certificate to them. And there's this different concept of like contact hours versus non-contact hours that can apply to your license or not. So a contact hour is when it's live one-on-one training, and
mhm.
non-contact hour is when it's like not live. So anyway, long story short, I basically, with carrots in mind and automation and creating revenue through automation. I've just been working on automating everything for her so that we can just go ahead and start selling this course. And it's great. And we've already pushed it out the door, and we're charging $4.99 for the moment. And we've already sold 7 copies. So
Nice.
so it's nice. Yeah. So that
Wow.
was good.
You actually remind me, I did get one thing done
Okay.
that'll have like lasting benefits, and
Mm-hmm.
that is automation related. So
Yay.
I've got that intro course. When people go to Alchemist Camp and they go to any of the articles or any of the episodes, there's a big green button. It's like, click here for an intro course, and it puts them through a very short series of questions on Typeform.
Mm.
And I basically just find out like what their Elixir level is, because obviously that affects the course, and what language they know best previously. And that can have a small effect on some things. And then just a couple other questions. I've been manually writing emails to all these people that that click that button and go sign up for the intro course. And they're pretty formulaic. Like, for everyone who's a beginner, they get a very similar email. The only difference in the email is I'll comment, like you said in the sign up, that your favorite language, or the language you knew best, was X. And to get started with Elixir, let's look at X, Y, and Z. And there are like a couple of tiny things. Like, if they said their favorite language, or their language they had the most experience with, is Erlang, then I've got like a different paragraph I write there, because
Yeah.
it's the
Okay.
same VM as Elixir, and there actually are some, like, they're a different kind of newbie.
Okay.
So what I have been doing up till this last week is, when I open up ConvertKit and I see I've got all these new people that have signed up and requested the email course, I just look at them. I organize them on like difficulty, and then I'll search my Gmail in sent and look at just getting started, because that phrase shows up in my email to people who are completely
Mm.
new to Elixir. And
Yeah.
then I'll copy the whole email and then change a couple of words in it and send that
Mm.
to them.
Very
And
familiar with that process.
for intermediate, same thing. I just search for at an intermediate level, and copy paste the same email in. Advanced, I still don't have enough that it's totally automatic. So it's gotten to the point where it's actually kind of a pain. Like, I had two. I checked my ConvertKit twice last week, and both times I had like 5 or 6 people. Or the first time it was even more, because I hadn't checked it in all week. But 5 or 6 people where I needed to send these emails. So I had to like open up Gmail, spend some time doing it. So now I'm using those tags that are already in ConvertKit, or not tags, custom forms. We talked about that before. I use these or custom attributes on the user who signed up to send them the appropriate email. Because
Mhm.
in ConvertKit, I've already got the data of what level they're at and what language they came from. So the first email is totally automated. Then when they respond back to me with their code, then I'll actually look at their code and make a few real comments, and send them email number 2.
I find I was just so I've obviously been working on the boot camp to try and get it out the door. And by the way, it is the content is finished now. But what you make me think of is I was doing the intro. So with every single page, I'm doing a speak on the bottom of each page as we discussed.
I saw
And
that.
I was doing this.
Justin's bootleg tape, or
Yeah, just
bootleg notes.
so I was doing the speak for the intro, and I came up with a concept that I'm not going to use, but I do think that this is a correct concept about this journey. And you remind me of that, the indie founder journey, which is, it's like our whole indie founder journey is sort of like that nursery rhyme. There was an old lady who swallowed a fly, and then because she swallowed a fly, she then swallowed a spider to eat the fly, and then just progressively swallowed larger and larger animals. And that's what you just described there. You're like, okay, all this email is coming in. Okay, now I've got to solve that problem. So then you solve that with this solution, and then at some point down the road, that is going to turn into another mountain that you're
Yeah,
going to have to solve
yeah.
in another way. And then at some point, and it's just like this never ending bunch of animals we need to eat.
So about 1/4 of the people that I send this email to do respond. So what
Okay.
all I'm doing is I'm just eliminating the big chunk that's most of the emails I have to send of the
Hmm.
initial part of their intro course. But that I assume if I can keep on growing the number of signups, which I really want to do, then eventually it'll get to the point where it's like even just like responding to that email is a pain, or maybe I'll need to
Hmm.
automate a way to
Yeah.
send email number 2 without like any extra effort on my part.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, automation is like I feel like it's double sided sword. Like you don't want to like go so into automation at the beginning that you never learn anything,
Oh, of course. No,
or
no.
that don't have
Yeah.
anything to like automate from.
No, no, no.
But
You can't.
eventually, you get tired of
No,
doing the
you
same
got to
thing, and
do
it's
what
obvious what to do.
you got to do for as long as it takes. You've got to do it manually to just really understand it. So, yeah. So Matteo, who's working, who's one of the Nugget guys, he's building a tool that's like a sales lead tool. So basically, the idea is you type in some keywords and it's going to give you back leads while you sleep. And so he's starting that off not by building any software, but by just manually doing that. So he's got like 3 customers, and they're just going to give him keywords, and he's going to be on the back end, like sort of Mr. Wizard of Oz, like, oh, those are the keywords. Okay, let me work out how to get leads. And so that's going to be a much better learning for him, to just try and work that out to see what he has to do as a human, and then work out how to turn that into an automated process.
What I think would be a really fun segment to do for this podcast, like
Tell
in,
me.
in a screen sharing, is
Sure.
you could go through Nugget and see who's working on interesting stuff, and we could share their project and talk a little bit about it, and talk about what their what it does for people, because maybe some people will sign up for it if it's the right service, but also just and right now Mateo is working on XYZ. Like,
Yeah.
it'd be cool to get comments once I've deployed the site, spend the 15
Wait a
minutes or whatever I need to
second.
do.
Wait a
It'd be
second.
really cool to get comments on
Are you telling me the site's not
these.
deployed?
I didn't even spin up the DigitalOcean droplet.
OMG.
It was just so
I got
hot.
the email done. I got the
Yeah.
so
Well, you asked for the IP address, and I was like, oh, okay, I have to like log into DigitalOcean and like spin up a
all
droplet.
right. Well, by the way, hosts at reactor.am works if you want to send an email.
All right.
Hosts. But I mean, you got that right. You replied to that test.
I did. I did
Yeah.
get one. That was
Yeah.
cool.
So again, if anyone would like an intro, now we have an official email address to send it to, hosts at reactor.am. Now I don't hold out much hope. I doubt that we are ever going to have an intro for this show. And that's fine by me. That's fine
I
by
think
me.
at the current rate, I've been going through the editing of the old shows.
Yeah.
I think next week some people are actually going to hear the first time you said that.
Oh, the first time I said that. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
So
Exciting. Let's see what
there is some
happens.
danger.
Well, it has to be, like I said, 10 people.
10 people. I think we'll get that.
I think that's a good idea about Nugget. That'll be better also once. Okay, so a couple of things about Nugget. Is it all right to talk about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that I'm really hoping that the boot camp is going to be very close to going out. What I have left to do, you're taking notes or something, are you?
I am. I muted my microphone. I'm just checking. So I talked to Mubs about, or I DM'd him on Twitter about
Oh, yeah.
Nugget, but he hasn't gotten back yet.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. So my Laura, who I work with, who helped me build the main Nugget Startup Academy, she's amazing at content, at sort of creating content. She understands so deeply instructional design. And she made one point, which is there is no action with the bootcamp. It's just sort of consuming. So I think what I'm going to do is make that the momentum tracker available to everyone, and basically say at the end of the bootcamp, okay, now start leveling up and just start tracking your process. in this momentum tracker thing. And I'm also think I'm going to call it the momentum blog rather than a momentum log.
Momentum blog. Okay.
Because Mateo's been using it like a blog, and it's much more interesting to sort of see his, his thoughts and the different things. And I think that could be an interesting community feature. Not only am I moving forward, but I'm also having discussion with other founders about the choices I'm making.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Um,
So I need to make that work. That's something I need to do. Another thing I need to do is record the audio for the 7 lessons, and then obviously create a page. I mean, just finish up the actual page. But also, I've only got really one person who's actually making any money to do testimonials. So I need to find a few more of those. I need at least 3 more.
okay, I'll
Yeah.
do it for Phoenix Igniter once I pass, like say 2K in a month. So
Okay.
that'll probably be once I increase the price and put it in beta and
Hmm.
email everyone about it again.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that is sort of where I'm at with that. And what I was saying is, I think once that boot camp's out there, there'll be more people in Nugget, and we'll be able to sort of focus more on founders. Because what does happen with a lot of people is, unless they're wildly successful, they kind of just sort of stop doing stuff. So there's a lot of there's a lot of products, but in terms of movement, that I don't have enough for every show kind of thing right now.
You also have to, I mean, like the founders have to go back and forth between, getting some money in now and like growing the thing in the future. And then if it's not big enough, also doing some contracting or
It's the
something that
That's
makes money.
basically the yeah. I mean, that's what I've noticed that it's people are people who can sort of be full time into it are faster at it. There's more
For
CPU
sure.
cycles. They've got more CPU cycles, and it's funny how long some people take. I've got some founders who dip in and out. I mean, from the beginning of even from the beginning of Nugget, and you'll sort of see them do like 3 months work, and then you won't hear from them, and then you'll see another 3 months, and they'll just incrementally push forward a little bit. It's very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, even for me, like just because I'm basically living off of Alchemist Camp.
Yeah.
But even now, like if I 2x my revenue, like that means a lot of things that'll save me time and I'll probably increase my growth rate.
Yeah. You once you can double into it, I mean, that's basically why I am so slow at this stuff. I
Mm.
mean, oh my gosh, I would have finished ages ago if I didn't have Jack running around the house at the same time as 2 full-time jobs. I would
Well,
be like,
yeah, that I can only imagine. I've got some friends here who just have the infant and maybe one 3/4 time job, and they're pretty much maxed out.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I think contracting also. I think that's especially contracting with a kid. Just from what my friends have been saying, like I think that's even harder for doing a startup because basically anytime you're at home, you could work on your new fledgling project that makes no money, or you could bill out your normal rate, and you always have an incentive to bill out your normal rate. Whereas if you're like a full time employee, like one that if well I mean, maybe not now in California, but like in general, it forces people to go into an office and do X number of hours, and so they have like a certain amount of salary covered, and there isn't the same additional pressure at home and other times to also be billing out as much as possible.
Well, COVID also represents another issue about this because before COVID, I could at least go out to a local hotel and I'd work in the hotel and I would be out of the house. The problem with being in the house is the kid wants to play all the time and is asking
Right.
you, "Can I play?" And I don't want him to have the experience of me being a rejecting parent and saying, "No, no, go away, I'm working." So most of the time I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." So,
Yeah.
so most of the time I am doing a lot of playing with the kid, so that he doesn't feel that rejection. So that is what makes it kind of pretty hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what my buddy was talking about too. Like he spends a lot of time playing with his kid. But then when he does have an hour or two, it's really hard not to just contract during that.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, definitely early stage startup or bootstrap startup, whatever is rough.
So did you want to go do any screen sharing stuff or?
Yeah, I want to share a
Sure.
little bit. Let me grab the screen. And how should I do this? I'll move this one over here. I'm going to clip this part, so that means I can take a big drink of water.
You can drink water on the show. I don't think anyone
I
minds.
can a little bit. I don't know about this.
You're doing a giant drink.
Yeah, yep, I do that. All right, share. Can you see it?
Yes. Yes, I can.
All right. So, first topic. I now have the power to create an indie hackers group. So I made a membership sites group.
Huh.
So anyone who wants to talk shop about building and growing sites for paying members, come on in and join. I mentioned a number of sites, types of sites I've noticed, like screencast tutorial sites, business mentorship sites like Fizzle that I mentioned last time, or Mixergy, and then even some huge stuff like Netflix or Crunchyroll. Like that's a membership site, and so it's kind of cool because maybe this will bring in some more people working on similar kinds of stuff, and we'll get some learning from them. The other thing is my feature requests and content requests on Alchemist Camp have just been blowing up. So this lightning bolt means I've accepted it. But right now I have so much I can do for Alchemist Camp that people have proactively asked for, and these are things that are done. This is the huge project, making this site for the site for this podcast that's just about done. So it makes me happy to see that. I think that really engages people more and makes them more invested in it. Only downside is maybe competitors will also use this as like a list of things to do. But I don't know.
Cool.
Alexa rank is at an all-time high. I finally hit 849 Twitter followers, I believe, or I think I had 850. Sorry. So that's been pretty good growth. What do we have? Yep, 850. Got it. So then on the YouTube channel for this site, it's also growing quite a bit.
It is?
So yeah, it is. It is.
Wait, when you say this site, you mean this podcast?
Yeah, this like YouTube for Reactor. So yeah, last video got
the power of Mac Vim is
11% more clicks.
Okay, yeah.
Average view duration 40 minutes.
What?
That was episode 13. That means it's a small number of people, probably only 2, and one of them finished, or maybe even only 1.
So that's that.
No, it's
so
3 views. It's 3 views.
So they on average watched the 40-minute of the whole thing.
Yeah, like in 40 minutes.
Thank you, people. Thank you.
That is a crazy watch time.
Yes.
So obviously that's got to be like the group that is most interested in seeing what's going on.
Our 3 people.
That 3, yeah. Yeah, watch time has doubled over the last 28 days. Audience is up. Reach is going up. So I think, 112 unique viewers over the month. Impressions, which is like people that see it show up on YouTube, is
This is how it starts. This is how it starts. So one day we're going to be like Joe Rogan. We are going to have like millions.
He's really good at what he does, and he used to be a TV star like way back in the day.
Okay.
So
fair enough.
Yeah, but I think it'll be, it may be bigger than Alchemist Camp.
So what do you think of Pinecast? Like, what do you think of those Pinecast stats?
Oh, Pinecast. Yeah. So this is also progress. Like subscribe. So one thing that's annoying about Pinecast is the subscribers go up and down like crazy every week. I think it like resets and then just checks how many people have gone through it that week.
Okay.
But the 7-day listens seems to be a useful stat to track.
They
And
should do
that's
like a rolling
also,
average for subscribers, something like that.
yeah, yeah, or I don't know how they do it. Like Pinecast is run by a single ex-Stripe employee who's just like been gradually building it over a few years. But
Everything is terrible.
yeah, that one did pretty well.
That
I
makes
think
sense.
the
It's a good
best
title.
one was getting TaskFlow to a new layer of the market. And then
Interesting.
Justin's side project also is doing well.
I
So
can't wait to get this Nugget stuff out of the way so I can work on
the,
task flow. That's what I really want to be doing. That's my main
yeah.
thing. Oh my gosh.
So anyway, yeah, I think the podcast side is up about. It's hard to say like over 1 week, but I think it's up about maybe 25% for the last month,
Hmm.
and then YouTube is up like 8 times more, and that's because of clips.
Yeah.
Making those clips is definitely a thing. So that's really it for the screen sharing.
All right. Well, I'll just do some screen sharing here, just real quick.
All right.
So this is the boot camp, and I'll just kind of go through some of it. I know I've been through it before, but I wrote like an audience section. You know, this is the target audience for this boot camp.
Mm-hmm.
Then here's the little bootlegger,
I love that. Like that.
and
Like,
then
why are they bootleg? Like you stole them from yourself? Or like,
yeah, right. and then you click it, and then out comes a little speak like this.
that is a
And
slick interaction.
you like that? Yeah.
Yeah, because you just don't see that on websites very much. I feel like everybody's got the same like embedded little pill that expands.
Hmm. So I think that possibly this might get speak a little bit of attraction because people are going to click here and they're going to go, what is this about? Oh, the wait, that's inside the dashboard.
How expensive is Speak?
Also, it doesn't have a price. I mean, it's not
It's
released
not
yet.
priced yet.
But I'm guessing probably if all goes according to plan and the indie founder bootcamp gets on Product Hunt some traction, then hopefully 1,000 or so or more people will go through the bootcamp and they will be looking at Speak, and probably some of them will go, that's interesting. I want to learn more about that. So it may just so happen that like I'll do a paid version of Speak where it's just speaking. You know, it's just doing the audio. Because it doesn't have to do movement. You know, in this case, just to be less confusing, I'm not doing any movement. I'm just basically doing the audio. Something that Jason Roberts said, you know, maybe it doesn't need the movement. Maybe it could just be an audio widget.
What kind of movement do you mean?
Well, you know, like
Just the animation, how it slides in.
no, the let me just you know, Speak is like fully sort of records the whole website and everything.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So look, if I play this
That's
demo here, so
yeah. I think this is super cool. Like, I could see it even being useful for sites like mine, to be honest. Even though like the real sweet spot is like some SaaS with a complex interface where you've got to
yeah,
show how everything works.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So you know, but it's already just useful just as a spoken tool without sort of guiding someone around the website, and that's sort of just where I'm going to use it here as the first use case. Is just okay. It's just going to say stuff. It's not going to point the mouse around.
So right now this is all on like a single page load, right?
Let me just see.
Like
Just refreshing.
could you record a speak that navigates to your about page or that navigates to like a dashboard page and then the home page or something like
Well,
that?
so now you're coming to the point about why I'm not doing Speak, why I'm
Because
doing
that
task.
would be a lot more work, I know.
Yeah, why I'm doing TaskFlow instead, because Speak, I do deeply believe in Speak as a product, but in with regard to the level up game of founders, I think Speak is just a little bit ahead of where I'm at. It's I should really have like, you know, 500,000 to 1 million in the bank, and have a little team of people and put money into it. And I don't really want to raise funding because there's a significant amount of work to make Speak actually fulfill its promise, because it's really clear the kind of stuff that it should be doing. You know, you should be able to record yourself completely interacting with a web page, moving between web pages, and all this stuff. And it's complicated. It's complex stuff.
The other thing, well, but it works on like a simple, like single server side or server rendered page like this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I wonder if this would work with Phoenix Live View.
Yeah. I mean, Speak will work with
Because
any HTML page. Yeah.
well, but what if will it work if you've got like a spa? Like say you've got a React spa that's, you know, we're clicking on things, we'll send a request to the back end, and it'll get back some JSON and then react to those changes.
Yeah. I mean, so basically, the way that I'm envisioning coding it is, it will basically just be able
I
to.
mean, just as it is right now. Like, have you tried that on a site with a spa,
What's a spa?
single page app?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, it will work. It will work. I mean, there's one little tweak that I would need to make, where it sort of like looks at the address bar and sort of
Uh-huh.
loads new
Uh-huh.
stuff. So there is a little bit of extra stuff that I need to do. So right now it works on single pages. I mean, man, it's deep. It could be pretty great.
Yeah,
It,
because
it's just
I
not proven.
suspect. Well, the reason I'm asking is I suspect it may already work with something using Phoenix Live View.
Oh yeah,
Because from the client side, Live View is just going to look like a highly optimized JavaScript based spa. So that would mean we could put it on the site for Reactor as well.
it definitely already works on a single page. The issue is about moving it. So we could put one speak on
Hmm.
the site. If you wanted to put two speaks on a single page web app, I'd need to do a little bit of work.
It would have to be inspecting the location. That makes sense.
Yeah, it just or well, inspecting the location, or the other thing is I could make it that if it sort of saw a class on the page, then it loaded another speak. Or I could make it so that, and this is probably how I'll do it, is I'll make it so that you can add 5 buttons on a page, and each button you add a class with a unique speak ID. And when they click it, it sort of lazy loads the speak on the fly right there and then. That's probably how it would work.
That sounds like a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I am interested in this product.
Yeah, and like I said, I would love to do that product. I mean, if someone, you know, wanted to invest in with very good terms, I would work on it right now. But I don't have enough value in the business, so I'd be giving up a ridiculous amount of equity.
Can't you just like sell the simple version to users at a lower price and then ramp it up over time as you build more?
Well, what does the simple version do? I mean, so the simplest version is just audio, and I think that because it's also about the minimum, what's the word? The minimum awesome product. So,
Awesome product.
so because the minimum viable product can be kind of quite disappointing. So the promise that Speak holds, and this is what I got from speaking to, I mean, like a lot of founders, because I had like over 100 people sign up to the beta list, and I spoke to a lot of them on Zoom like this, and so they all were super excited about it, but they were excited about the potential, like what it should be able to do, which is like
They couldn't get it.
really be interactive with a site, have multiple speaks per page, tours across their whole site, you know, just multiple speakers, all this different stuff that is going to be amazing. But the simple version of just recording one page, just one simple thing, they weren't super excited about. No one sort of was like, oh yeah, I'll give you my money to do that. But they were like, oh yeah, I'll give you money to do the full thing. So I
How
think
much money were you talking about?
Oh, I mean, like for some people would pay like, you know, hundreds a month.
For the yeah,
Yeah,
I could see
yeah,
like for a
yeah,
very complex tool.
yeah, hundreds a month to be able to. There was one guy I was talking about, and he had a very complicated site for brokers,
Mm,
and the brokers could manage multiple clients in very complex dashboards, and he really wanted to like sort of speak and explain and get people on and onboard them, and where Speak itself would you'd run a demo and it would like add new records to the database itself because it was essentially driving the website, being a real user.
right, right.
Yeah. So I think that's the ultimate direction of it. um but the simple product, I'm not passionate enough about it yet,
Okay.
right now, to focus in on just making the audio version. Um, the version with basic movement isn't really interesting enough, unless I show, unless I showcase it, which I'm sort of doing here. And I'm just more interested in task flow.
Okay, because to me, okay, here's what's interesting to me about the simple version of Speak or like whatever you have built now
Hmm.
is even if it doesn't do all these amazing things that maybe could be in the promise of it, if it's something I can put on my page and get more people signing up for Alchemist Camp, both like free email subscribers and like better conversion on the sales page, or even just doing one of those two things, like that's worth money. So, like the way I see like the minimum viable product is like, is there a quantum of utility for somebody? And then as a user, it's like, is that somebody me?
Well, why would it make more people sign up versus putting an audio clip on your page?
Seeing the mouse move, like if I say, here is, here is where you go to your user profile and they see see the mouse click, and even if they just see the mouse moving as I'm talking about something, I could easily see that, especially right now when it's very uncommon behavior, I could see that as being like a 5% sales lift or a
Hmm.
5% sign up lift.
Yeah, that's
And
that's
it might make stuff clearer too. Like people might just understand where all the stuff is, and then keep using their account after they sign up.
it's probably true. Um, and it really just comes down to founder fit. It's like, because I don't want to do a half-assed thing. Like if I'm focused in on a product, I want to be focused in on that product, and I want to go deep. So I
Mm,
will want to make a really great sales site for it. I will want to do content marketing for it. I will want to build an audience, and I will want to do everything I can. And so, like I said, just to unless there's huge demand, I don't think it's worth my while, because I feel like the right product that I can make a lot more people's lives better is with TaskFlow, because I think it's just a more it's for me as well. Like, just the choices about what I want to do. That's tough. Like, what
right,
should I
right.
spend my time on? So I think that can be a really good thing, but it's also such a great founder fit for me. It's just a small little product. It's just a tool. All the things that I've already said.
Yeah, yeah. You're
So
a bit further along also to maybe why it's not as interesting to you to do like the really bare bones version of it is because you've already done Plugio. Like if you want to build it, you probably want to make something bigger than Plugio was.
no, I'd be happy to do as a I'd be happy to do it. I just think, um, well, it just depends on user demand. I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got 100 people signing up to the beta. I had people putting it on their websites, the version that already exists, and I didn't have that kind of like feeling that I got with Plugio,
Yeah.
where people were, when I was building Plugio and speaking to people, they were like, "Dude, make this for me, do this for me, do this for me." But even with that, the beta rollout of Speak, no one came to me in that way. No one was super excited about it. But with TaskFlow, the people that I've spoken to are like, shut up, just let me give you money, make this already, make this. So
Okay.
it's like it just feels more a better way to go right
Yeah.
now. I
I'm
think
probably filling in all the question marks optimistically in my imagining of it. So
I mean, gut feel is a really big part about all this stuff. You know,
yeah.
like how do you decide what you're going to do?
That's a good question. I've tried to do like the Rice prioritization framework, like
What's
the
that?
reach times impact times confidence I can do it divided by effort.
Mm,
So RICE,
interesting.
Rice.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a strategy that needs to go into task flow, by the way.
Yeah, it's actually fairly popular. Like I know,
Okay.
I've read lots of blog posts of different people doing this. So that those were those numbers that I had like tallied up in my notebook I showed you a couple months ago,
Okay.
just before I decided to like really, put more time into getting Phoenix Igniter out sooner back then. Um, but it's still kind of fuzzy because it's still me estimating like what the reach would be and what the impact would be and how confident I am and the effort. I guess I
So,
know how confident I am, but everything else is an estimate.
so I think one thing that you're thinking is you're looking at this and you're going, dude, this thing is built. Like it
That's
works.
my thought. It's like
Like
this could like improve sales conversions.
monetize this, go for it. And I think that is such a common thing. Like it's this like the technology's there, so go for it. But that isn't. I don't think that is the right way to look at this stuff. You need to look at this stuff based off market, off demand, off how it makes you feel. And I think that is a mistake that a lot of founders make. I'm not trying to say you're making a mistake here. What I'm trying to say is it's a really common way to look at things. It's like, oh, I've already built this, so let's just sunk
Yeah,
cost
yeah,
fallacy in that direction. You know what I mean? And it's cool. Like you're looking at it and it's cool, and you're thinking, you've
yeah.
done something, you've built it, it's cool. Why don't you just follow that? Um, yeah, and it's I'm telling you, it's tough to walk away from these things. But th- you know, it's like go slow to be fast.
Mm,
So if you're at the bottom of like stairs and you want to get to the top of the stairs, if you take one step at a time, you will definitely get to the top of the stairs, right? But if you
yeah,
try and take 5 steps at a time and each thing is really big, it's going to be really difficult to get to the top of the stairs. So what I realized is Speak is a 5 step product. It's not a 1 step product.
gotcha.
And that is why I walked away from it, even though it's cool and it's built.
Okay,
I-
okay.
I'll
Sorry
double
to
back.
interrupt your demo here.
No worries, no
Carry
worries,
on.
no worries. Okay. um, let's see what I got. Yeah, so I mean, I've just really liked the way that the whole thing has turned out, and I think it's going to be good. I just need oh yeah, so with the way that the whole thing is introduced at the beginning is with this 7 factors of your success, the founder fit formula, and
Yeah.
I'm just putting that at the top of each page. So it's like, okay, this is where you are. That sort of makes it make a bit more sense there. And yeah, don't have too much else to say about it, other than I just changed a few things, and I am so ready to release this thing and so bored of writing it.
Have you
And
gotten any reviews of it yet?
I've got one review from a friend who said, I wish I'd seen this, when I first started out." But apart from that, not too much, because I haven't. It's a lot of content. It's difficult to get people to read it.
Yeah.
Like I have asked a few founders, who are successful and make money. Hey, will you look at this? But no one's done it because it's like, it's 2 hours to go through. It's a
I
lot to
showed
ask.
Yeah, I showed the profit cake to some of my buddies here working on projects, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we already did it the other way."
What does that mean?
Oh, like they already spent like months and months and months building their thing, and
Yeah,
they've had like one sale and like 5 users or something.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so I don't know. Maybe maybe it also has to. They have to be introduced to the thing at the right time.
Well, a lot of people have to go through. A lot of people don't believe it until they've made the mistake themselves.
Yeah. Well, I suspect for this particular friend, like, or two friends that built this thing, I suspect the right time may be in another month or two.
Yeah, so that's the other point about the boot camp. Like, I think the sweet spot to hit founders is when they've been failing for a year or two. Then those guys coming across this boot camp would be like, ah, yes, light bulb.
I could totally see that.
Yeah.
All right. Any mental model or anything you want to share?
Nope.
All right. Then let's go on to goals.
Okay. Goals it is.
All right. Can I copy paste from last time?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to get the Reactor site launched. It's
Dude.
basically done. All I have to do is just like deploy it and I guess give you the IP address.
Give me the IP address and then I'll plug it in. Yeah. You
Yeah,
do that. And I will, my goal is to try and get this fucking boot camp out the door. I'm really gonna try. Oh my God.
okay. And my other focus is going to be Alchemist Camp still.
Okay.
Good side of the horrible, uh, inefficient heater of last week is that I did a lot of reading, and some of that was on Elixir related stuff because I
Oh, cool.
bought like all the Elixir books from Manning or pragmatic programmers pretty much.
Hmm.
And as a result, I've got a whole bunch of ideas for videos. Just gotta get them recorded.
Nice. All right, man.
All right. Well, see you next week then.
See you.
All right. Later.